UF069 Ride Companion. Nice.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? Mick Deluxe here. Gonna offer you guys a little voiceover watch along for this edition of Ride Companion, which I believe is number 3. A little bit of a special one. We went out riding last Friday with the boys, and this is actually on my piece of land here in Nova Scotia. Um, you guys are going to see coming in and out of the cottage. You can see the grass is mowed. It's an old golf course that I kind of maintain, and I got a little bit of a cottage and a nice little kind of chill setup. Basically think of it as camping with a tent, but you actually have a really nice shelter with like a nice porch and a driveway that leads up to it. You guys are going to get a look here. That's it there, a little garage on the right, bunkhouse on the left, and this is my private road that comes in. And luckily, there's an ATV trail that cuts right across my land, so there's 2 entry points. This will be the first one. And I was super excited to ride this because I hadn't been here since the winter and last year in the fall on an ATV, so the trails look completely different. And basically at this point, when I entered here, I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen this before. It's never this green and overgrown, right? It's normally packed down. But I was happy to see that someone maintains it. You guys can see a little bit of pine needles there that have turned orange. Someone's been cutting branches, which is nice. I haven't met the guy who does it yet. I can't wait. I can't wait to thank him and kind of introduce myself there. I'm kind of new to that area. So that's my buddy Dustin behind us there. We're on quads, and then behind them is Steve on his CF Moto Trail 950. So a little bit of a big boy on these trails, but you guys are going to see that he handles the hell out of it, and it was a lot of fun. So we're kind of poking in right now to a small trail that leads to one of the bigger access roads, and it's a little hairy. I'm not sure if it gets across on camera a lot, but you guys are going to see we're kind of at a crawling pace here, kind of taking our time. Remember, this hill here is pretty steep with some loose rock, but there's a trail there, so someone passes there, not worried about it. I had been here before. I know it's at least open to a certain extent. Yeah, we're pumped. We are pumped. We had been talking about this trip for about a month too, so super excited to be out there. And this was actually our first ride of the day. I was smiling ear to ear at this point because we had talked about doing this, but it's always a big logistical event, bringing your trailers and your rigs all in one spot. Nice little rock garden here. And yeah, so basically we did a full day of riding, and we spent the night there, had a fire, played some guitar. We rode the ATVs around the lot a lot. We kind of redid a gravel road, so we used them to kind of just tamp them down a bit. So we just kind of drove manies around the land and always made sure to come back and hit the gravel on the way in. But we did a shit ton of trails too, and you guys are going to see some nice stops, nice break areas. We find a couple little ocean spots that we stopped, but this was fun. I remember going through these trails and I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to the guys in the side-by-side because that's a different animal back there. So you can see again the trail's been cleared a little bit. Picture's looking a little clearer than the first 2 videos. Turns out I was doing it backwards, man. I was sending GoPro clips to my phone and then Bluetoothing them to my computer. I guess that's a big no-no. This time I just used a cable directly from my GoPro, wired right into my computer, saved it to OneDrive, and looks like it maintained quality. So pretty happy about that. With every ride companion that comes along, I'm going to try to get one little thing better. It looks like we got the picture a little better this time. Keep in mind it's like a 12-year-old GoPro on here. I think it's a Hero 4 Silver. So ancient in today's terms.
This is nuts.
Yeah, we're pumped. And for this one, yeah, doing a little voiceover. Let's kind of hang out. I just cracked a little Coca-Cola. Ooh, I'm gonna throw a fresh Sani in too. If you guys are on the Nick pouches, throw one in. Let's go for a little ride. This looked good too. Looked like I was driving into a hole. You'll see a few times today I actually got lost on the trails because this one's pretty straightforward. It comes right off my land, but when we go on the other side, there's a couple couple turns you can't miss, and you know, the winter's easy because you see tracks, but this time of year I actually couldn't find the entrance to one that I know exists out there, but it was just so overgrown. You guys can see here, like, this gets tight. Nice thing is I just got my braking service done on the machine. So, I mean, not saying that I did, but now I can kind of use the throttle a little bit more than past the halfway point. Okay, so we just came off
Yeah, that was a nice little passage.
the access trail.
That'd be a hard walk.
Yeah, Dustin just said it'd be hard to walk it. I agree. So now we're kind of on the main road, which you can see it's a little bit more hard pack. You can get a little bit more speed here. And yeah, it was nice to kind of open up the machine a little bit and really put it through its paces. This kind of sucked, and as you can tell, I have no windshield. I just got a little tiny kind of bucket, half helmet, and a pair of glasses, and I think I'm wearing a hoodie here. But I started to get whipped by branches. Yeah, coming around here. Yeah, threw my hands up, just putting my dukes up. I was under attack. Oh, nice little bracelet on me. Thanks, Quinn. Yeah, so I took a good look at some trails. You saw there I looked left. A lot of these trails I haven't poked in. Now, I'm cognizant that some of these trails could just be a small access trail that goes right to someone's private lot, which kind of sucks. If you drive down one, you get to the end, you're most likely on their, you know, in their driveway or near their yard, and it kind of sucks to turn around on someone's land too. But kind of getting used to the lifestyle out there. I think if you're respectful and you take your time, you know, it shouldn't be a big problem. I know I wouldn't have a problem if someone rolled up at my place, you know. In fact, I'd be pumped. I never see anybody out here. I got questions for these trails. I wanna pitch in somehow or see what exactly it takes to maintain it. You know, I'm there working on the land anyways, so if I could maybe, I don't know, adopt a small piece and make sure it's clear. I don't know what they're doing out there, but I'd love it if it was something like that. Really getting some speed here. I feel like I'm in a vortex. A little zonk too. Full disclosure. Tired, that is. Going. So my buddy Dustin behind me there, he's actually a good friend of mine. He drove down from near Bridgewater, so he traveled quite a bit to come down here. And he's actually riding my dad's machine, which is a Can-Am Outlander 570 that he bought from my uncle, who had had it for sale for like a year up in New Brunswick. And when I got my machine, I was like, Dad, let's go. Call Uncle Gene. You need his rig. And didn't have to twist his arm too hard. Before you know it, my uncle came down with the ATV in the truck, spent the weekend with Dad. They made a deal, and yeah, now he's got a rig to ride with me. We don't get out too much. He's super busy, and same here. But I love it. I love when Dad can come out for a ride. But it's nice of him to let Dustin use it. I'm sure he'd trust Dustin with his life. But Dustin enjoyed it too. Like, he's not a big ATV guy. I mean, neither am I really. I'm just starting out. Like I said, this was my break-in service ride, so not a ton of experience. But neither did he, and God, he had a smile ear to ear all day.
Life gives you a fork. Where do you go?
Have you taken this route before?
Yeah, I think I usually go there, but I'll check this place out. Keep going that way. 50-50.
Yeah, so most of the turns this day, I was never really sure where I was going. I knew that there was a trail that cut right at some point that took you to the ocean. I think about halfway through this trail, I realized this was it, but I could have kept going straight there, which takes us for a longer ride. But I'm glad I turned down here, because you guys will see there'll be a nice view at the end. And it was nice to break up the day. Like, we did a little bit of riding, stopped somewhere, rode back to base camp, kind of hung out there. We fired up some dogs for lunch, and then my buddy Josh, I think he's passenger in the side-by-side right now, he cooked us a feast for dinner. I'm talking prime rib, burgers, some sides. You know, if we're at his place, he won't lift a finger. And his wife Chloe will cook, she'll barbecue. I mean, Josh will sweat cutting pickles. But when he was out on the land, he really went primal. He really self-appointed himself as the team chef. Appreciate you. And like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's much action on this trail. Like the little grass that's overgrown there, like it's not really packed down like it would be on a super passing trail. So I like the privacy back here. And yeah, we didn't encounter any other riders all day, so kind of had the place to ourselves. Ooh, that's good. Oh yeah, so now we're rolling up on that little ocean spot there. You kind of see it on the left. Now it's weird because last time I came here I was riding with Dad actually, and it was in the winter, and that was kind of a sandy beach. On the left, well, you'll see kind of sandy, muddy, a little snowy that day too, but I couldn't see that there was all this grass there. But it looks like this is some kind of seasonal stuff that grows. Because it's a thick patch of green grass there right by the water. And you see those sticks on the left there? Yeah, Steve actually ran into those with his side-by-side and got all jammed up underneath. Didn't get it on cam, but it was a little tricky. But not his fault. You can hardly see it. Probably should have signaled him.
Yeah, fucking beer spot.
Right there, he rolled up on something. So I think we stop it here for this clip.
Nice job, boys.
Yeah, good ride, good ride.
Where you going now?
Oh yeah, dude, primal.
Oh yes, I
Loves his squeegee. Be great if you kind of gave the camera a quick squeegee here, but he had no way of knowing. That's actually the only clip I used. We had mounted the GoPro on top of the CF Moto, the side-by-side. But for one reason or another, there's that big glob of water on it, and it really ruined that footage, which sucked because it's a really sick angle. No, yeah, we missed the first bit of this, I think, because that was the side-by-side, or maybe it was Dustin had the cam on his helmet for a bit. And, oh, actually, this is him. Yeah, so I'm in front. Dustin's now manning the camera, but I think the first piece there, we took a picture instead of hit record. I don't know, still figuring that out too, but luckily we got some good footage from his helmet as well. So that's me up there on my King Quad XPZ 500. Wicked machine, my first ATV. You know, I knew moving out here is something I wanted to do, so I got all rigged up, and really haven't regretted it for a second. Dustin must have just stopped there, flick it up to two-wheel drive. Nice little burst of speed there. The ride was wicked too because it kind of rained. When we got to the land that morning, there was a little bit of rain, but it was super warm. I think it was like 24 degrees. So the rain really didn't bother us, and we were so jacked up and pumped that nothing could break our spirits. But luckily, right before we started riding, the rain stopped. But that means that basically from 9 a.m. until 1300, we weren't really kicking up any dust because the ground was just slightly moist enough, not to make mud, but just to keep the dust down. We kind of noticed later on during the day, we, like around 3 or 4, we hit a dusty trail and I really smoked the guys behind me. But I hadn't considered that until that moment. And as you can see, like I'm cooking in front of Dustin there and it stays pretty clear. So pro footage. Good job, Dustin. Oh, look at that. Big camera guy. I'd say that's our first look there at the CF Moto's tail end. It looks badass. Especially when we're cutting these little corners inside the woods just to see that rig. Like that's about as big as a rig you can take out here. Obviously it's not the biggest side by side, but it's the perfect side by side to be riding out here. It looks nice too. Steve keeps his shit clean. Only a few rides on that machine too. He just bought that basically same time. We all got equipped at the same time. I think what kind of broke the seal for us, I was at Josh's place and we took his brother-in-law's, he's got a Polaris Ranger 1000, I believe. Nice rig. He let us use it. He wasn't even there. So Josh and I went for a little ride. We got stuck immediately in a massive ice hole. Had to figure out, I mean, how to winch ourselves out on the fly. I had a little bit of experience at that point, but really I'm flying blind half the time. But Josh stayed cool as a cucumber, got us out of there, and we actually went riding deeper on the trail after that. And we had such a wicked time. That's all we could talk about. We're like, oh man, like this has to be us. And he actually lives in a spot where he can pull out of his driveway and ride trails until the cows come home. So he had to have one too. And yeah, not long after, just a little twist of Steve's arm, and he got that rig. Got another buddy, Cave. Same thing. We all got rigs. He's like, guess I'll do it. He got himself a nice Kodiak 450, I believe, an older one, but tight condition. Another purchase from an uncle who kept maintenance logs written in pencil in a book. Like, that guy didn't mess around when it came to maintenance. He lives in rural Quebec, I believe, and has to drive out to a camp or his house or something. I don't know. He kind of drove it daily. But it's in wicked shape. Cave drives the piss out of that thing too. This was a nice trail to ride on. Not quite as wide as the last main road we saw there, but maintained super nice. Little rocks on the side. Like the terrain out here is pretty specific to coastal Nova Scotia, like near the ocean, salt in the air. You see the trees; they're kind of struggling. There's no big trees out there. Kind of what you see is what you get. Even on my land, there's not really any thick trees that I didn't want to take down or use for something else. They're all kind of hurting. I'm guessing it's either the soil or could be the salt in the air, if that's even a thing. I don't know, but I know when you're out there it's pretty specific. Oh, it looks like we took a little break here. Oh yeah, on the Zonic ferry. Yeah, get one India. Freshy. Get one India. Yeah, so you guys can see just a small helmet and pair of glasses. So a little tricky when I was getting whipped in the face earlier. Dustin's got the windshield on the Can-Am, and obviously the CF Moto's got a nice big windshield. And yeah, it doesn't have a wiper though. He needs that. That's why he keeps going out like a monkey with a squeegee. Alright, got some fresh Zonnies in. Dustin's gloves are tightened. Let's go. That's a nice bike too, the Outlander. It rides super smooth. We must be rolling up on a little break area here shortly. Yeah, you can kind of see ocean on the right there. Anytime you get close to water, there's normally somewhere to stop at out here. This is actually a nice little spot. Yeah, so super cool to come out here, especially like I live in the city. Like I'm nowhere near the ocean. I don't see that, and these are just small inlets. Like the water's super calm. You can see that the tide comes in, tide comes out. It's nice to ground yourself out there a little bit. I love going. I always feel good when I spend some time on the land or on these trails. Something about being out in nature like that. It's primal. Don't worry about it.
Told you I had good scenes, boys. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See you later,
Nice.
folks. Am I burning? Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so it looks like we did a little camera swap.
Double check.
Back on me.
Honk, honk.
Yeah. 2 safety honks to back up. Yeah, so we're just gonna whip these around and come back the way we came in.
All right. Good luck.
You guys heard some music there.
See you
They got a speaker in that side by side. That's a nice touch. And Josh is actually riding passenger there. He couldn't bring his rig down. Couldn't quite find a way to trailer it down from his place, so he's riding passenger. But we swap machines all day long. I drove this one mostly. I drove the Outlander, and one nice ride. Actually, Josh drove the Suzuki, and I believe Steve was on the Outlander, and they gave me the keys to the side by side, and so I had Dustin in the passenger seat, I was in the driver's seat, and we went on probably the hardest trail out there when it comes to kind of technical stuff and just crawling stuff. And I tell you, I told the boys this, like I think about, man, what's my favorite thing to ride, and I go back and forth from like an ATV side by side. Like obviously I'm partial to the ATV, like that's what I went with, but I tell you, every time I sit in that side by side, I'm blown away on that trail. Like it's such a different riding experience. Like you're sitting down with the steering wheel and you can't really see, like ATV, you're kind of standing on it, right? I'm right over it. I can see what I'm going on, or I can pick that root, that rock, and you can kind of just glide over, no problem. The side by side, every millisecond counts. That you're working that steering wheel. You're worried about, is your tail end hitting? Are you making that corner? And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun to ride. And on that ride, I didn't slip. I didn't bottom out. I didn't lose traction at any point. I made it over the trail just as easy as I would with the ATV. And I wasn't going slow by any means, like kind of just the same pace you saw earlier when going through the hairy stuff with the ATV, and it just took it. So when I pulled over at the end there, I was like, this is awesome. Super impressive machine. Especially for out here, I was kind of worried taking the boys here. Like I saw the trails in winter, which are, they seem a little wider because of the trees, and they're just a little smoother because the snow kind of fills in the ruts and kind of softens the rocks a little bit. It gives you an approach and a descent and all that. So I was like, man, I hope it doesn't mess with the side by side. I hope we don't have to stop every 300 meters just because it can't make a corner. Like I wasn't that sure of the size, but at this point in the ride, I knew we were Gucci. So awesome. Oh yeah, I'm kind of cooking here. Yeah, so it was nice to be on the rig right after a break in service. Especially, I'd been dealing with battery issues basically the first week I had my ride, I was letting my daughter Quinn kind of sit on the bike and mess around. And at some point, I'm guessing, it could even be me, I'm putting the blame on her, but I came in my garage and my key was turned all the way to all accessories on. And I thought to myself, like, oh, I haven't even been in this garage for a couple days, let alone paid attention to my bike. How long has the key been there? So I was like, all right, obviously it killed my battery, so I boosted it, let it run for a bit, and thought, okay, it's a brand new bike, like I'm good to go. Obviously my battery died, like any other battery. The problem was like when I went to load up my ATV, I think a couple weeks later for a ride, my battery was dead again. So I boosted it there, put it in my truck. I was like, that's weird, but maybe I didn't get enough of a charge on it or something. So at least I'm going out riding today, and I'm gonna really charge that battery up with the alternator, and you know, make sure it's back to being primo. It's brand new, right? Well, basically every time I shut off my ATV from that point on, the battery was dead. So I carry around a little NOCO battery pack, which I already had. I leave it in my truck. Just those really nice kind of portable battery boosters, really small. They juice too. You can boost heavy duty trucks with them too. But you know, I'd have to, if I'm loading or unloading, or if we stop too long, you know, I'd have to pop my seat, grab the battery pack, put the red on the red and black on the black, and it's a whole racket. You know, the other guys are sitting on, turning their key, and they're going. So it was kind of pissing me off. Hang on, what am I doing here? I'm just shooting some ghosts, I think. This is my first watch through, by the way. I just finished putting the clips together on DaVinci Resolve, and I figured I'd do it live, so that kind of caught me off guard. I loosely kind of checked the clips when I loaded them on my computer, just to check for stuff like, you know, the water on the GoPro when it was on the side-by-side. I just wanted to make sure the clips were usable, so I kind of jumped through them a little bit. But what you see is what you get, which, you know, obviously I'm going to wait to watch through this whole thing before putting it on YouTube, because we are a couple monkeys out there. But so far so good. Nice first watch. It looks way better than the first two ride companions. Definitely the upload method is going to make a big difference. We're also going a little slower, so I don't know if that makes it smoother on the camera, but from what I see so far, it's a completely different watching experience. If you're a subscriber, shout out to you. You know, you'll be able to tell a massive difference than the other videos. If you're brand new and this is your first time watching a UF069 ride companion, welcome, and stick around, because the content's only getting better, baby. Okay, so I think we're heading back to camp here in this video, so hopefully we can maybe see us rolling up. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure on this side. I think we end up going right. Yeah. That was one of those times where I was kind of 50-50 on what side I'm on, like what takes me back. And you can see my fuel gauge here. I think I was down to 1 notch. So in my head I was going back regardless. I had enough to even get lost, but you know, my goal was to go back and fuel up at this point, so I was really trying to remember how to get back. If I had a full tank, I just would have taken a left there. Who cares? We're riding. Yeah, making sure the side-by-side comes in. See, they kind of had to back up and retake that turn. Get some more whips here. Oh yeah, right here. That got me. Nice little shot of the quad, though. Nice looking machine. Little carbon fiber accents on the tank there. It's a kind of a metallic silver. Nice set of wheels on it. Oh yeah. At this point I was like, okay, Gucci, I know where I'm at. Heading back to camp. This is the little hairy way in that we take. guys saw Dustin drive through this earlier. A couple big rocks here, but you'll see I'm kind of hovering between 5 and 10 kilometers an hour. Everything's pretty slow. That was a nice turn there. I know they had a hard time with the side-by-side. Big tree on the left.
Super nice trail.
Although Steve is known to just ram trees head on.
Everything's in bloom.
I was riding with him once near Cole Harbor, and I shit you not, I happened to be looking behind me because I just went over a pretty steep hill, and I knew he was going to gun it. Oh, and he did. And he came to a full stop, just came into contact with an immovable object. And he laughed it off. He had his wife with him too. Probably shook her up a bit, but they backed up and then they just pinned it and made it up.
There he is. We're laughing.
But yeah, not a scratch on the CF Moto though. And I don't believe he ran into any trees on this day. He probably would have snapped them in half.
Just saw a rabbit.
Look at that. Looks wicked out here. I don't know if there's anything I can do for like image stabilization. That might be like Seacon we're shaking around. I bet you these newer cameras I can probably do a little bit better. If you're good with that stuff, hit me up in the comments with suggestions. If you know anything about angles, or if you got a suggestion for a new GoPro. My big thing is I want to keep it simple. What's this old GoPro? It's working fine right now. Like I hit the button, it records. I put it on my computer. I put it on here. I don't want to mess with wireless stuff or screens or multiple options or editing on the camera. I don't know how much better a new one is. I guess 4K is nice. I think this can record in 4K, but we're in 1080p now. Only because I seem to remember the 4K feature made things look like shit unless you're pretty...
Jungle, baby! Okay.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. GoPros. Great song.
Oh, that's going to be sharp for the side-by-side.
Yeah, so the GoPro 4K, it can do it, but unless you're just kind of standing really slow, it's choppy for some reason, I think. Oh, big transition.
Need a little break after that one, dude.
Holy good rib, buddy. You're fucking breaking this machine in. You realize that people buy this, they're not
Yeah,
going
he's
with
nice
it.
with it.
no,
Steve
no,
is fucking nice with it.
No,
No,
especially
no,
not.
You guys kept up too. I
No.
wasn't going slow by any means. I was going
No,
fast.
Steve,
as I
Steve
could.
nailed that perfect.
You must be like this.
Dude, it's like I'm going like this, dude.
Because like for us, we just have to
Yeah.
do micro movements.
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah, so I think we took a break there. That must have been the first time we went through kind of a hairy trail. We were all jacked up. I just wanted to stop and talk about it for a second, see what's going on. I think, yeah, it must have been the first ride. The first ride on the right side. So not what you saw at the beginning of the video, but kind of the harder side. And I just wanted to talk to those guys, see how it was, because I know I had a great time. Oh, new trail here. I don't think we've seen this yet. Honestly, at this point, I have no idea where we're at. I know it's a small access trail that takes you to a bigger one, but that's just because that's how the system works out there.
Let's do a buddy check here.
There's one.
There's one.
Oh, they're good, eh?
Oh, they're good, eh? We're cruising.
Wait for it to get
And I'll wait for them, give them a rock on. Oh yeah, look how big they look, man.
Oh yeah. That thing looks like a bus out here.
Those
It's
guys
awesome.
are just plowing through the woods right now. Just an absolute.
Yeah, damn right, an absolute unit. You can tell at some spots, like right there, if good heavy rain might be a mud hole. We didn't see any water on our trek the whole day. There was quite a bit in the winter, but it was all iced over. I remember a few spots. I was like, "Ooh, I'm curious to see what this is going to look like in the summer." But we were also kind of in a dry spot. This is the beginning of July. It's about the only 2 months where it's hot here in Nova Scotia. We're getting about 24 degrees on that day, and since then, which is almost 2 weeks, we've hit 30s. So stuff's really drying out. Makes for good riding though. I think we're going to turn this around.
Buddy, that's not beginner level.
I know. We'll head back this way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's at the tail end there. You guys saw my gas tank. I'm still almost empty. So my goal here was still to go back to the camp. But I know this road. I think I must have changed my mind. This goes down to the ocean. Pretty quickly too, but looks like I had a plan to get back. Day's a little washy. I mean, we were kind of partying. But it's coming back to me. And at this point, like I think that's Josh driving. Like they all know where they're going. Once they hit these roads, it's nice. Like we got familiar with the area pretty quick. Especially those guys. They've never been on these roads, and we just kind of backtracked and went back and forth so much that it kind of just became second nature for everyone, which was nice. It's a nice little spot to ride. If you're going just for like a day ride, you know, you do a couple trips, you come back to the camp. You don't really have to pack anything in your ATV or your chair, like chairs and barbecues and stuff like that, like we normally would if we went on a long rip. Because you come back to camp, so you kind of trade off, you know, seeing new trails for a nice home base. You can just pop in, have a couple dogs, and have a fire, and then head back out. You know, reset, which is good. Especially if it does get nasty out there. You know, it sucks if you get your feet wet and you're kind of riding for longer after that. At least you know somewhere like this, you're 20 minutes away from fresh socks, no matter how you cut it.
No, let's go do the
Oh
driveway.
yeah, so here, like I said earlier, we put down some gravel on the driveway, and always wanted to loop back and kind of flatten it out. Oh, I think I lost Dustin here. I did just hear a whistle there. Probably should have stopped, but I was on a mission. I knew he wasn't that far. So that's my lane there on the right. This nice little road that one of the former residents in the area kind of built for me here. Great guy. Because when I bought it, it was basically just a walking path. So a couple of years ago, he flattened it out for me, graded it, threw some gravel down. Really did a nice job. I was super impressed when I first saw it. I did not think he was making something that big, but I'm glad he did. It's wicked. It's kind of overgrowing a little bit. Like I got maintenance to do there. Just got to find the time. Got to find the time. And when you come out of here, you just want to have fun. So you got to mix in a little bit of pleasure too. All right, so we just swung it around. We're gonna go pick up Dustin. He's a castaway there. I think he stopped at the junction where Josh drove in, which you saw. We just came face to face with Josh. They just did a loop on the land. Nice little garage slash bunkhouse, I think, there. I'm not sure who owns it now, but the guy who built that's the same guy who built my road there. So, kind of a jack of all trades. He did everything around here.
Sorry, dude, I left you in the dust.
You guys did a circle?
Yeah, because I wanted to say let's go flatten the gravel out.
Oh, okay.
Just go this way, hang a right. You can't miss it.
I was decisive enough.
No, we know we're coming.
Yeah. Nice to stay in the spot where you get lost, though. I think like we are super close to camp, but when you're out riding, if you ever lose the pack, it's best just to stay put because eventually someone will come back. It's when obviously you're stopping because you're not sure where you are. It's when you start making wrong turns and you could be 20 feet away, but we'll drive right past you.
Oh, it
So
keeps going for a bit.
nice that he stopped in that spot.
Boy, it just keeps going for a little bit, and then it's back to go to the little camp. I gotta go gas up anyways.
Oh yeah, Josh want to ride more there. He got a little sassy with me, but you can see Josh. Take a look, man. I got no gas, bro. Got a little sassy.
Going this way.
Wanted to take a different turn back there. But luckily for him, we did a ton more riding. So, we're Gucci.
What's that? I know, dude. Yeah. So that's what my land would look if I didn't mow for a month.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. This was another hole here.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta remember, like, this is a whole golf course, right?
Yeah, so where we're at, this used to be an old golf. It's a decommissioned golf course now. So I was just telling Dustin there, like, see, that's my land on the right. It's mowed. If you don't mow that, like, that grass grows. Like you can see on the left there, that takes no time to get that big. So there's a few lots out there that are just, they're beautiful underneath, but they're covered in grass and weeds and needs a good mow. But I think it looks wicked as is. It's super natural out here. Kind of makes my place pop too, because I go out there with Dad sometimes and we maintain it and just mow it down. It's nice to be on such a big, large area of grass. It's a golf course. The grass isn't as nice as a golf course, but the design is there. So this used to be a pile of gravel, and honestly, we just got tired of moving it around. Since I had the boys there, we just flattened it. We brought in that load to make a pad under the shed, which I actually did with Steve and Josh. So they got some sweat equity with us in this place too. It was nice to take them out for some fun. But just wheelbarrowing gravel all day was tough. Okay, so we're at home base. I'm gonna stop a little POL here for a top up, and some more riding to come. Couple sticks there for a little fire later.
Nice ride, boys.
Okay. Oh, that's it. All right. That was great. Nice watching with you guys. And like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more riding. Let me know if the voiceover should stay or go. A little less, a little more. We'll see. I had a great time watching this for the first time. I really had fun that day, and it was nice to kind of relive it with you guys. Okay, Mick Deluxe out.
UF069 Ride Companion. Nice.